Memorial Day is more than a day off from work. It's a day to reflect on what others have sacrificed in order to make our country strong. And what better way to honor our proud members of the military than by showcasing the national pastime? We here at Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area are proud to present the orange and black, paying tribute to the red, white, and blue. It's Memorial Day baseball, and it's coming up next.
The road trip continues. We're at Miller Park on this Memorial Day as we get ready for Game 1 of this three-game series, Giants and Brewers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, not a lot of rest for the troops, but that doesn't matter. They're going to take on the Brewers today. And on the mound for the Giants is a guy who's pitching extremely well, and that's Tim Lincecum.
Indeed he is. I mean, Lincecum coming off of 7 strong innings against the Dodgers where he shut him out and 3 hit him. Well, Lincecum has always pitched well against these Brewers. He's 3-on-1 lifetime. And, you know, a couple days ago, the Giants are riding high at an 8-game win streak. Well, they've lost 2 in a row. So they need a stop job out of Tim Lincecum, the guy he needs to steer clear of and contain and keep in this ballpark. Ryan Braun, he's got 3 lifetime homers against him.
Yeah, and he's swinging the bat well, too. All right, great pitching matchup. Tim Lincecum on the hill for the Giants. Kyle Loesch on the hill for the Milwaukee Brewers. Stay tuned as we'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
Back here in Milwaukee at Miller Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 67 degrees. Winds at 21 miles per hour. Humidity at 75%. It is overcast, chance of showers, but it doesn't matter. The roof is closed. Here's a quick look at the Giants lineup. It'll be Aoki, Panik, and Pagan. No Posey. Pence will be the cleanup hitter. Then Belt and Crawford. Crawford with a 9-game hitting streak. Duffy, Susac, and Lincecum. So here's Kyle Loesch as he gets ready to throw the first pitch of this ball game. We think.
I think Nori Aoki was a little frightened by the catching gear of Mark Maldonado.
First pitch is fouled out of way. 111. When we get started. Outside to Aoki, the former Brewer. What'd they say first pitch was 110? 111. That's what I thought. Panik to follow. This is bounced up the middle and a base hit for Aoki. Hopefully this will lead to better things than it did yesterday.
Let's take a look at the pitcher today for the Milwaukee Brewers. This is going to be Kyle Loesch, veteran right-hander in his 14th year at the big league level. Native out of Chico, California, 36 years of age. This is what he's done in 9 starts. 3-4 with a 5.53 ERA. With Loesch, you're going to see a lot of different types of movement. I mean, he can throw a fastball, he'll cut and sink. He's got a curveball, a slider, a changeup, and he'll use everything.
So here's Joe Panik. Panik takes a bit wide, called by Will Little, Phil Cuzzy, Jerry Davis, Adam Hamari. Your umpires today. And that's the man Little calling balls and strikes.
And he has a very wide zone.
He's also got a baseball cap on. Panik drives one into center field, but Gomez has plenty of room.
Let's take a look at the Brewer defense playing behind Kyle Loesch today, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Davis, Gomez, and Braun. You've got 2 really good arms in the outfield with Gomez and Braun in center and right field. It'll be Sardinas and Ramirez on the left side of the infield. Gomez and Lind on the right side. And Maldonado, well, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Pagan. Aoki with 10 steals.
Just to finish that scout report on Will Little, the umpire. It's a very wide zone. I think he looks for low strikes, and he's a bit inconsistent with high strikes. You'll see him, but you won't always get him.
Strike call to Pagan, hitting .311. 11 RBIs. He's got pretty good numbers against Kyle Loesch. He's 6 for 14 with a double.
Loesch, a very good athlete. He fields his position well, and he's got a nice touch. I mean, he's got 4 pitches, but that doesn't tell you all that he can do with his pitches. He can add and subtract with everything he throws.
That off-speed pitch misses away.
And he will never give into a count. Fastball count, he'll never just say, here, hit this. Now that's some catching gear right there.
I didn't even notice it. Camouflage must be working.
Well, yeah, kind of blended in with the circle around home plate.
A ball and a strike to Pagan. Fouls this one back, and it's 1-2.
Let's take a look at the percentage of pitches and how he uses them. 44% of the time you're going to get a fastball. He likes the slider. That's a pitch that he'll throw at any count. And really, you can say that about the changeup and the curveball, but he doesn't use them quite as often unless they're really hot on that particular day. And he will ride a hot pitch.
Pagan with a wicked swing and a foul back. Pagan in Colorado went 2 for 13. Outside, not by much. Pence to follow. See if Aoki thinks about going here 2-2. And Loesch will check on him. Brewers lost the last 2 games in Atlanta. Giants lost the last 2 games in Colorado. Brewers at home are 8 and 15. They've really struggled. Cost Ron Renick's job. Pagan fouls it back.
Well, if you look at how they're doing it, you look at where they rank amongst the league, they're last at hitting, hit 227 as a team. They are second to last in pitching with an ERA of 4.49 with their staff. And they're last in defense. They've made 38 errors. Giants have made 26. So they have underachieved. But they're still big leaguers and they're still dangerous, and you still have to play good baseball to beat them.
So Loesch gets the sign from Maldonado.
Biggest mistake you could ever make as a big league player is going into a team who's in last place and take them lightly. And the Giants will not do that. I have too much respect for this bunch. This time last year, they were the best team in baseball.
Pagan drives it to left, but there is Davis, and Davis will put it away. Bringing Hunter Pence to the plate. Pence has had the most at bats of anybody against Kyle Loesch. 50. 16 for 50. 4 doubles and a triple. Hunter Pence went 4 for 14 in Denver. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Kyle Loesch, not an easy guy to steal off of. He can be very quick. And Maldonado, the catcher for the Brewers, I mean, he's got one of the stronger arms for a catcher.
He's got a cannon. Yes, he does. Same pitch, same results, nothing in 2.
2 tight little breaking balls on the outside corner. Not the kind of pitch that you can pull, and I think that may be what Pence will do here, is just make his adjustment with 2 strikes and think right field.
Blown away. It's 1-2.
You'll see Maldonado throw to any base at any time. He likes to show it off.
Belt waiting on deck. He'd like to hit here in the first. Outside, defense 2-2.
Now, that's way off the plate, but with Will Little, I mean, you have to know that he is a wide zone. And for guys like Loesch, who are dart throwers, they can utilize that.
Into center field. That'll be a base hit. So Okie will stop at second, and that'll bring up Belt.
And that's a situation where Loesch used every pitch in that sequence to throw to the outside part of the plate. Not one time did he come inside. And when you don't come inside, a guy can extend out beyond the plate and beat you because he's looking for that side of the plate. And I don't think he was concerned at all about the inside corner. It was totally open, and the Brewers did not take advantage of it. And pinch just beat a good pitch.
Here's Belt. Belt 0 for 5 lifetime against Loesch. And he takes low. Belt yesterday went 1 for 4. He had a double. Overall on the trip, 6 for 17. Had a home run. He had 5 runs batted in. Two balls and no strikes.
Loesch is nibbling right now. Big slow curveball to open up, could change up away. 2-out situation. He knows that Belt is hot. He's got an open base, but this is where it's nice to be Belt when you have a red hot Brandon Crawford on deck. He should get a strike.
Belt drives it to left, and that'll end the inning. So Davis puts it away. The Giants strand a pair. Lincecum coming out. That'll face Tim Lincecum. It'll be Gomez, Davis, and then Ryan Braun. He's hot right now. It'll be Adam Lean, then Ramirez 5th, followed by Gomez, Maldonado, and Loesch will hit 8th, and Sardinas will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Tim Lincecum. Take a look at the numbers for Lincecum in 8 starts, 4.2 with a 2.08 ERA, 36 strikeouts, 47 2/3. The only blemish, the 21 walks. You're going to see a fastball that'll go 88 to 90 with a curveball, slider, and a split. Lifetime against this Brewers team, he's 4-3 with a 4.16 ERA. Miller Park 3-1 with a 3.66 ERA. So he has always felt comfortable here at Miller Park. Lincecum, an 8-year veteran. The last thing he always does before he gets ready to go, reties his shoes.
He's a shoe guy. Come on. Here's Gomez. Bounces this one just foul. Very aggressive. Doesn't matter. First pitch, last pitch, he's going to get after it.
The ball dudes here, no gloves.
Jimmy said, look, I need a ball. It's the only way that I can participate in this. So can I get a ball?
It's very important when you're a pitcher that you have a baseball to throw.
That's how you swing at a hanger if you're Carlos Gomez.
Oh, my word. Let's take a look at the defense for the Giants. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Pence, the best arm with Pence.
One and two.
Yeah, indeed it was. Crawford and Duffy will be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt will be on the right side. And Andrew Susak going to be in the squad, putting down the signs. And Bob Uecker, the legendary Hall of Famer, will be calling it here for the Brewers on radio.
Got him.
Well, that was kind of an entertaining strikeout.
He is entertaining. I'll give him that. He's a good player, too.
Let's take a look at the 0-2 pitch here. This is a Schwingy.
The guy in the red shirt didn't even budge.
Did not flinch.
Is he not paying attention? Here's Davis. Davis hitting .228, 3 home runs, 14 driven in. Two balls, no strikes. Ryan Braun to follow. Just underway here in Milwaukee. Don't call that high. It's 3-0.
The carry here in this ballpark, as you can imagine with a dome, is to all fields. Very benign conditions. The toughest part of the yard to hit it out of, center field, only because of the distance. And I mean, it's just a home run ballpark. 400 feet to straightaway center.
3-2 on the high fastball.
Got to the ballpark today and they had the roof open. We thought we were going to see a game with the roof open, but not the case.
Hitting well to right. Pence back at the wall. Gone. Home run number 4 for Davis.
Well, just as we were talking about the carry in this ballpark, you get a good example of just how much carry there is. Davis, he's got good power, though. This is not anything unusual. But you can see the drift you get. And that was up at the second level.
There's Bernie.
Bernie Brewer.
Something's going on in the Giants dugout. I don't know what it is.
Did Davis miss a base? So right now, Bruce Bochy just having a conversation with Will Little to buy his reviewing crew a little time. Sean Dunston, Chad Chop.
Crew chief is Jerry Davis, and now Little's going to have a word with Davis.
Looks to me like they're going to come over and have a look, or at least another conversation with all the umpires. This may be a conversation where they say, let's take a look if indeed he did miss a base. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one.
I don't know. Maybe a lineup issue. Did he step on home plate? I saw him do a little bit of a skip. This could be really interesting.
Either that or they could just be deciding where they're going to go to dinner tonight.
Culver's. Get the Butterburger.
Get the better Butterburger. Well, all that's left is our speculation.
Got him. He missed home plate.
He missed home plate.
And here comes Craig Counsell. You got to touch home plate. It's part of the deal.
All right, he's up there and he's pointing. Everything's good. Little skip right here. Wow.
And look, Will Little was looking right at him.
And so was Andrew Susac, and he was the guy that made everybody in the Giants dugout aware. His toe landed, but he never touched home plate.
So they're going to look at it. This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Well, if this holds up, this is just a great heads-up play from Susac. I mean, you're told to do this. You're supposed to do it every time. Watch a guy that hits a home run, touching the bases. They just replayed it here at Miller Park, and people are...
Well, they're optimistic. Let's put it that way.
They're reacting as if he did indeed touch it. But I don't know.
Well, remember, the call is out, so there has to be a lot of evidence that it's not.
Now watch Susac and watch Little as they're watching him touch home plate or not touch home plate.
You know, Mike, I don't think his heel ever touched it.
I don't think he did either.
You're going to hear the reaction of this crowd one way or the other.
I don't think he got it. I think the people who are reacting are the Giants fans in attendance. And they're cheering it. They're taking a long look. Jerry Davis with the headsets on to your right. He's the crew chief. And Will Little played umpire on the left side of your screen. never seen this happen before.
This is the first for me.
I mean, I've seen guys run by base runners. Bases loaded, guy hits a ball out, he's not watching the runner, and he rounds first, and the runner's standing right there, and he goes past him. I've seen that. Wave off a home run.
I remember as a kid, Hank Aaron one time missed home plate on a home run. And I remember thinking to myself, well, I'm never going to do that.
Well, you never did. You were true to your word.
Yeah.
Well, they've taken their time in New York. And if this holds up, you may see Craig Counsell, the new skipper for the Brewers, lose his mind, and it could be his first ejection.
So they're going to say his heel did indeed touch home plate.
Well, finally they get to have their celebration in the Brewers dugout.
So here's Braun. Braun hitting .270. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. $11 home runs, 34 driven in. He does have 3 lifetime home runs off of Lincecum and a double, and 8 hits and 25 at bats. Had the day off yesterday in that day game in Atlanta. And it's 3-0.
Lincecum trying to get a feel of the slant on that mound. It has been problematic for him to find the comfort zone on the road.
There's a strike. And the walk. So here's Adam Lind. Lind in the cleanup spot, hitting .271. He does have lots of power. Braun's got enough speed to steal a bag. He's 4 out of 5 in that department. Giants with the overshift on Lind. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Adam Lind in his 8th year at the big league level. Had been with the Blue Jays for a long time. Hit 146 home runs for the Blue Jays.
Pretty good park to hit the ball out of in Toronto.
Yeah, definitely a hitter's park. Well, same thing here. So Adam Lind, very fortunate to have played 2 live yards.
Cued off the end of the bat. It's 0-2.
This was the big acquisition in the offseason for the Brewers. And he's had a nice start despite the slow start for the club.
He's faced Lincecum 4 times. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Braun was starting to get a walking lead, and Lincecum stopped him.
And that's how he likes to roll into a stolen base. Smart player, smart base runner. You have to make him stop at first.
And this happened in Cincinnati a couple of times with Lincecum. And the beauty of that is he at least followed through.
Well, he has to, or it's a block. I mean, in Cincinnati, two things happened. One time he stumbled with his stride step. And the second time it happened with his plant foot. And this time it happens with his, or not, his push foot, his right foot. That thing pushed off the rubber. Just not digging a deep enough hole.
Braun goes. Susak's throw. Not in time. Stolen base number 5.
You know, that's an opportunistic move from Ryan Braun. I mean, a distraction. Obviously, Lincecum upset. Foot pushes off the rubber. He spent a little more time trying to get solid with that back foot. Lincecum is not a guy who's quick out of the stretch, but I think just that little bit of distraction, and boom, Braun goes. It was a good time to go.
Braun goes. Swinging a bouncing ball, foul. Braun would have been out. He did not have a good jump at all. Two balls, 2 strikes. A strikeout, a home run by Davis, a walk and a stolen base, and it's 2-2 to Adam Lind. Get on the ground slowly, charging his Panic. Panic is going to make the play. Braun goes to third.
Time now for our AT&T Uverse Rewind. Tim Lincecum's last start against the Dodgers, it was a win. 7 strong innings, 3 hits allowed, 4 strikeouts, just a couple of walks. And he recorded his 1,680th career strikeout to go right past Carl Hubble for 4th place in the Giants' most career strikeout list. And that ball is authenticated.
So here's Ramirez, always dangerous, hitting .227 with 5 home runs, 14 driven in. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Brewers lead 1-0 here in the first. Skied out into center field for Pagan. And Pagan will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Davis hits the home run after 1. Brewers 1, Giants 0. At Miller Park, Brandon Crawford, grand slam in his major league debut off of Sean Markham. Giants are losing at the time, 3-1, and he hit that grand slam in the 7th, made it 5-3, and the Giants won 5-4. Check out the slams for Crawford, none bigger than the one in the wild card game last year.
Edson Volquez in Pittsburgh.
The other thing that we all remember about that grand slam here, it was the second game after Buster Posey had that horrific injury at home plate. Crawford takes high, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, the first game after the injury, everybody was just in a daze. They got shut out. And swinging the bat by Crawford was just kind of a wake-up call for everybody. Get going again.
Crawford takes a strike. He's 2 for 6 lifetime against Kyle Loesch. Giants saw Loesch during postseason, so the numbers that we give you are numbers against Loesch during the regular season. Inside corner, 2-2. Matt Duffy to follow, and then Andrew Susac. They're opening up the roof as the game is going on. Out of play down the left field line. I didn't think you could do that.
I didn't think you could either. But it takes a long time for this thing to get open.
Look, the former commissioner's got a statue outside this ballpark. You can do anything you want.
He'll approve it.
2-2 pitch. Crawford swings and misses. After a 2-0 count to Crawford, he eventually goes down, and here's Duffy.
Fastball right on the knees.
There's Mr. Selig in his statue. One-time owner of this team, then commissioner.
He was a great commissioner. We have always enjoyed our time spent with Bud Selig.
Here's Duffy, who takes a strike.
And the one thing, when you're around Selig and you're talking to him, that becomes way obvious is his genuine love of the game.
Well, that's a fact. He may be here today. Oh, 2 to Duffy. Outside with Susac to follow. Ooh, got him.
And that's that low strike zone for Will Little. Well, right now, Loesch is throwing darts. I mean, that is a low strike, but you're going to see a lot of them today with Will Little, plate umpire. So, you're first at bat, you're finding out what the strike zone is, and Matt Duffy just found out that it's a pitcher strike zone.
Here's Susac, who takes a strike, so Loesch appears to have that spot down pat.
Who's that guy in the Fantastic Four? The Thing? Ben Grimm? Remember the guy? Well, that's what Maldonado looks like with that catcher's gear.
Would Maldonado take that as a compliment or not?
Well, yeah. There's not a guy that hunts on this planet that doesn't think that's the greatest gear ever.
Susac, check swing roller back to Loesch. And Loesch will take his time, and that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts and a comebacker. And Hector Gomez is going to lead things off.
last month in April, 4 starts, 1-2 record with a 3.27 ERA and a WHIP of 1.50. That's 1.5 base runners per inning on the average. This month he's been stellar. 4 starts, 3-0 with a 1.05 ERA and a walk and hits per innings pitch less than 1. And when you're doing that you are dealing. That's our Ford right choice.
Here's Hector Gomez. One ball and 1 strike. Swinging a high pop-up into shallow right field. Can Pence get there? He cannot as it's off that sidewalk. Belt and Pence both went a long way and both ended up bumping into each other. A rocket as Aoki puts it away. And that'll bring up Maldonado.
There's a big league out of ball right there.
Here's Martin Maldonado. Maldonado at 165 with a couple of home runs, 8 driven in. And the first pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
How about Aoki? I mean, game starts, roof's up, no problem with sun, no need for sunglasses. Now all of a sudden they open up half the field, and left field becomes the sun field.
Panic out in shallow right field, calling everybody off. And that'll bring up Kyle Loesch, who's hitting 8th.
And what's unusual about that is that he had no chance during batting practice to sort of acclimate, get used to fly balls coming off the bat into the sun, into the sky. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the game, they open up this part of the roof, and you have to acclimate very quickly.
Here's Loesch, who's 2 for 16.
He's a good hitter. Don't let those numbers fool you.
There's a call strike. One and 2.
Except on that pitch right there. That's good for the most part this whole year. I mean, he's had all 3 of his specialty pitches every start. Slider, curveball, split. And they're all strikeout pitches, and they're all pitches that have break that goes straight down. And it's because he's straight over the top release.
Susac hangs on. That'll end the inning. Second strikeout. For the Giants, it'll be Lincecum. Top of the order, 1-0 in Milwaukee.
Good inning there.
Brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
We'll follow the Giants all season this year with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. That's MLB.com at bat. It gives you up-to-the-moment in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, live radio broadcasts, StatCasts, and much, much more. MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or your tablet.
So here's Lincecum. Keep thinking about a time where he might hit one out. It's Park. This is the Park.
Could happen. I don't think it'll ever happen in San Francisco.
And I'll tell you what the pitch is going to be. Either a changeup down and in or a fastball down and in.
It's not going to be away.
Fouled out of play.
And we had that town hall meeting a couple years ago, and Lincecum had won a couple of World Championships. He had a couple of Cy Youngs in his back pocket. So we asked him, what are you going to do this year? And he said, I don't know, hit a home run. So he's thinking about it. We see him during batting practice at AT&T. He will occasionally hit one out. It's a whole lot more out in batting practice than Kirk Reeder ever did.
Nobody wanted to watch that. Good swing and a foul off of Maldonado.
I mean, that swing right there, if he catches it flush, it's going to go. It's the great mystery to me. As good an athlete as he is, and he's a remarkable athlete, he just hasn't hit better.
And that's strike 3 call. Here's Aoki, who opened up the game with a base hit. Aoki had some good years here in a Brewer uniform. His first team that he played with coming over from Japan. And he pulls this one foul as it skips up into the seats.
They liked him here. Back in 2012 when he broke in, he had 288 with 10 home runs, 50 RBIs. And a nice round of applause his first at bat. It's his first regular season return. He did come back here in an exhibition game with Kansas City.
And he pokes it foul, third base side. Stays at 0-2. Giants fan.
Hey, Bronze glove. Now watch Maldonado, the catcher. Little gamesmanship here. He reaches up and slaps the glove right behind him on the inside corner just to give him an illusion that he's over there. Then he sets up away.
Gets one high and deep to right. It is out of here. And this game is tied. His second of the year. That's how he hit those 10.
Yeah. And by the way, that happy zone swing right there is the same happy zone that Lincecum's going to have.
Right.
Down and in. They set up away. One of the few location mistakes that Loesch has made today. Plant, throw, just drop the head right on it. And in this ballpark, see ya.
It is hot down the line, that's for sure. Here's Panic. Panic takes a strike, so Loesch coming right back into the strike zone.
You see, Kosuke, his interpreter. Those two are inseparable, as you might imagine.
Panic 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to center field. He fouls this one back, so it's a quick 0-2.
But you talk about a sweet job being the interpreter. You'd sit in the dugout. go on every road trip.
I don't think Kosuke's complaining. Let's put it that way.
No.
Panic out swinging. He got to enjoy a really great city last year in Kansas City.
And he got a ring.
He got a ring. Pagan hit a fly ball to left. I feel like we're in the old booth at Shea Stadium. There's drops in front of us with the roof open. However, at Shea, we would get drops in the booth when it wasn't raining, and that was always a little bit of a problem for us.
And they were always brown drops.
It was bad.
Yeah, that was a gnarly place.
Up and into Pagan, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Broadcast booth here is one of the best in baseball.
It's awesome. Where we're at.
And we really encourage any of you back in the Bay Area who are watching this ball game, if you ever want to venture to the Midwest, this is a must-see ballpark. Great city. They love their baseball. And you will not see a friendlier crowd or a friendlier group of people that work the stadium than you will here in Milwaukee. It's a great experience. And there will be no rain delays.
2 balls and 1 strike. Today I had to come in a different gate because I drove.
Yeah.
And I just came in a normal gate, and they weren't going to let me in. And I showed them my ring.
Yeah.
World Series. That was it.
Okay, you're good.
I'm in. I said, "Will this do?" They said, "Yeah, that'll do." 3-2 to Pagan.
Well, then they probably had a big yuck about it.
Oh yeah, passed it around. Pence to follow. And he walked him. And I'll tell you how they got the yuck. 2 guys playing off each other just wanted to know if I was a player. And then they both laughed really hard.
Oh, hey, those guys, they're funny, you know.
I said, yeah, I am. About 35 pounds ago. Here's Pence, who singled in the first inning. Pagan with 4 steals. He could very well go, depending upon his health, and he appears to be fine. You're right, though. Loesch is pretty quick.
Yeah, he's the whole package, and you would expect that a guy who's been in the big leagues as long as he has would do all those things well, and he does. He's in his 14th year. Holds runners on well, but can contain the rhythms of a runner and a hitter at the same time. Fields his position well. He's a good bunter.
Two balls and no strikes to Pence.
I mean, Loesch has 145 career wins. I mean, that's a nice career. Against 130 losses, 32 losses.
Pence taps this one slowly. Loesch will pick it up and flip it to Lind, and that'll end the inning. So Aoki ties it up with his second home run of the year. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 1-1.
Going on to Milwaukee, he said, we've got to regroup here and catch our breath.
Yeah, dry out.
Well, 7 hours plus of rain delay will definitely do that to you.
Here's Sardinius, the Brewers shortstop. And there's a belt high strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford has it. He will straighten up and throw, and they got him. Belk just kept his foot on the bag. Chinese Heritage Night at AT&T Park. That'll be May 28th. You need a special event package, and that'll include a ticket to the game and a Giants-themed Year the Ram figurine. You need a ticket to get the figurine. sfgiants.com/special event. Gomez struck out in the first in a very entertaining at bat. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Susak making that glove pop.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
If you're a pitcher, you get that slap, you think you're throwing harder than you really are.
1 ball and 1 strike. Gomez pretty sensitive on pitches in. He was hit a couple of times in Atlanta.
Yeah, in the head. I mean, he's as wide open at the start. And he just is not going to get cheated.
Problem is you can throw him the same pitch and he'll hit it out. It's 2-2.
Wide open.
That's a pretty good take right there for Gomez. It's a full count. Gomez falls down on the pop-up. Susak coming back, and he's going to make the catch. Take a look at this, Mike.
It's way out, reach it, falls across the plate. I mean, that's a 2-strike count. I mean, that's a 3-2 count. You think there's any 2-strike adjustment in that?
I don't know, Mikey.
No. Search and destroy every pitch.
Every pitch. Here's the pitch down low to Davis, who hit an opposite field home run in the first. Swing and a miss. There's another guy who takes a healthy swing. They all do. Of course, we're coming from the land of healthy swings in Denver.
You know, this has kind of been the signature of this franchise for a long time. I mean, they've always swung the bat. Remember Harvey's wall bangers in '82?
The 2 statues of who the guy is thinking of? Gorman Thomas and Rob Deere right out in front of the ballpark.
That's right.
It's called the swing and the miss bar. High and deep to left, and he's got another one. See if he stepped right in the middle of home plate this time.
Yes, he did. Now this one was to the pull side of the field, and it was on a hanging breaking ball. No stride at all, really, just about a few inches. It just unloads, so he is seeing Lincecum very well. And backspins it right out of here.
So here's Braun. Solo home runs are not going to beat you too many times, unless obviously they hit a lot of them. Braun drew a walk in the first. Here he looks at a strike. So 1-2.
Healthy swing. Well, Gorman Thomas and Rob Deere, Rob Deere, a teammate of ours, both those guys, it was just lift and separate. Their batting practice was just some of the most entertaining things you've ever seen. And they were trying, everybody knew what they were trying to do.
Get on the ground to Duffy. And that'll end the inning. So Lincecum gives up the home run to Davis. We'll head to the fourth where Belt's going to lead things off.
Everything that we may breathe free, we honor you.
Yeah, some of the happenings today here in Milwaukee on this holiday, this Memorial Day. We do honor our fallen heroes today. All over the country. Here's Belt. And Belt takes a strike. Belt lined out to left in the first inning.
This is the most emotional of the days when we salute the military. And there's Veterans Day. Really, you could say the same thing about the 4th of July. But Memorial Day, this is the one that it hits home the deepest because it honors the men and women who have given their lives. And we just say thank you.
Belt lines him down the right field line. Is this trouble? It's foul. Not a whole lot of space between that foul line and the wall down the right field line, but Belt found it.
Had a beautiful ceremony here before the game. Brewers pulled it off. Honored all the branches of service. Moment of silence, and you could have heard a pin drop. Usually they have a moment of silence, and somebody will say something and make it, but not today. And it was a moment of silence that was all around baseball. Everybody did it at the same time.
Belt takes strike 3 call.
A little backdoor cutter. Fifth strikeout for Loesch, and this is the 3rd strikeout that has been a called strike 3. It's a wide zone today, so you should notice coming through your second at bat what the deal is.
Here's Crawford. Crawford struck out in the second. Fouls this one back. Waited nicely. on that breaking ball.
He did. He had legs in that swing.
Duffy, and then Susac. Low to Crawford. New baseball.
Think back this entire season, it's been a great season for Crawford. With batting average, home runs, clutch, RBIs. You just can't remember that many times where he's been out of balance, where he's been reaching into swing.
Hits this one on the ground. Gomez will throw him out from the outfield grass. Well, Saturday, May 30th is the annual Junior Giants Glove Drive at AT&T Park. Bring a new or used glove, or you can donate $10 at the game and you'll receive a commemorative 2014 World Series champion pin or a Madison Bumgarner pin. If you can't make it to the game, this is important. You can always donate online at jrgiants.org. A lot of kids in this program, over 20,000, and 12 of those 1,000 kids do not have gloves, and this is a way that you can help them get a glove. Duffy on the ground, foul. And our ball dude down the left field line overran the slow roller, and now he's upset with himself.
Well, I think he was upset when he pulled out the black socks or the blue tennis shoes myself.
You think?
Yeah.
Think it was dark this morning when he put those on?
He got dressed in the closet.
0-2. That's all right. Don't worry about it. You'll get a shot again.
Yeah, tomorrow's another day.
Duffy struck out looking in the second.
Just trying to nibble on that outside corner with two-seam movement.
Duffy stays alive as he had to reach out, and he shoots this one foul.
Well, the way that Loesch is throwing the ball right now, I mean, he's not making any mistakes out over the middle of the strike zone. He'll get in there early in the count, get a strike one, then it's a matter of just Xing the corners with movement.
Duffy on the ground to short. Sardinas throws him out, and that'll end the inning. 1-2 third inning for Loesch. It'll be Lind, Ramirez, and Gomez coming up.
Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It is 2-0 Milwaukee as we go to the home half of the 4th inning. Jeff and Sandy, they got married Friday.
Gamer dude, gamer babe.
And where'd they go on their honeymoon?
Milwaukee.
Just the destination.
We saw them in the lobby of the Pfister Hotel today with a giant steak. We were getting on the bus, and they were psyched.
High and deep to left. Aoki with room. And he makes the catch.
Not a lot of room.
Not a lot. Thought I may have spoke too soon, which wouldn't be the first time. And here's Aramis Ramirez. Triplets are here. First of all, nephew on the left is Shane with his daughter Erin. And then Ryan is the one with the triplets. And he also has a fourth one in the back being held by Shelly the mom. It's Haley, Addison, Emily, and Casey. Otherwise known as having your hands full.
Well, there's two of the triplets. There's the other one. So they've kind of weathered the storm. Once you get triplets out of diapers, you know, it's pretty much you've.
But the new one,
you're good.
Casey showed up about, I don't know, 8 or 9 months ago. How many mothers do you think that one has?
4.
And a grandmother, 5.
I mean, that child right there, her feet will not touch the ground for about a year and a half. Going from lap to lap to lap.
3-1 to Aramis Ramirez.
But it's great, you know, coming here once a year, we really get a chance to see how much the triplets have grown. And they have arrived.
Well, they'll be playing basketball pretty soon. And Lincecum walks Ramirez. So here's Hector Gomez. Second walk issued to a Brewers hitter by Lincecum. Swinging a high pop-up out of play. I just got a text from Ryan, the dad of the triplets. You know what he says?
What's that?
We're pretty focused over here with 7 lefties in the Giants batting order.
They're sitting right by the on-deck circle, so there's no screen to protect. So, Dad, you've got the job to protect them all.
Dad's got duty over there. And that pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You do get a breather when you get a right-handed hitter up there.
But you do have to be careful. That's an area where, especially with Nori Aoki. One ball and 1 strike. It's hit into the gap. Can anybody get there? Pagan on the move. It's a big bounce into the Giants bullpen, so that'll be a ground rule double.
So Hector Gomez showing some muscle going the opposite gap, but he almost knocked it out of here. And Cishak got to come out and pump up his pitch a little bit. And the message is going to be simple: keep the ball down. Set an outside target, and this goes right over the middle of the belt. So that is a location mistake, and Hector Gomez jumping all over it. He thought he had one when he left the box. He's only got 1 home run of the year, but this sets up a pure strikeout situation for Lincecum.
Maldonado goes around on the appeal, so it's 0-1.
Phil Cuzzy, first base umpire, bringing him up.
Maldonado popped out to panic in the second.
All right, did he go? It's one of those 50-50s. Half the time you get it, half the time you don't.
Giants are pulling the infield in, but not all the way in.
It is a pretty quick infield.
Plus, you don't have great speed. That's a great play by Susac.
It really is. I mean, you set that target on the outside corner away, you're kind of thinking it's going to come that way, and all of a sudden it goes the other side. And fastballs are unpredictable. And with a runner at third base, you cannot get over there quick enough. Good play. On his toes.
And tight. Now, he may not care if he walks Maldonado or not. He's got the pitcher on deck.
Well, the way he's going about it, I think you're right. I don't think he's going to try and throw the ball anywhere but on a corner or down below the strike zone.
Two and two.
Oh, like that. And that was perfect. He can do it again. Maldonado has 9 walks and 103 at bats, and he has struck out 29 times this year. So he is aggressive, and it is a big RBI opportunity for him. So he will expand. That's where you take advantage of it.
In the dirt.
Easy take. And that is frustrating for a pitcher when you have a situation where it's a strikeout situation, and you want to throw a pitch that is one that is going to convince that hitter that it's going to be in the strike zone. And that really was a pretty easy take in that 2-2 count. Not the pitch you wanted to throw.
Susac's going to go out and have a word. Now Maldonado asks for time. Three balls, 2 strikes. And he walked it.
And I don't think he's that upset about it. This is one of those times, though, where Craig Counsell, the skipper for the Brewers, has the pitcher Kyle Loesch at that 8th spot. And this kind of works against you. I understand why guys do it, but I've never really been convinced that it's a positive. And that's even with a good hitting pitcher like Loesch.
Loesch struck out in the 2nd. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Velt was thinking that Loesch was going to push one. It's a better play when the bases aren't loaded, because it's much easier just getting the force play at home.
Well, you've got average speed at 3rd, great speed at 2nd, below average speed at 1st.
0-2 on the breaking ball.
A lot of pitches today for Lincecum. Ideally, at the end of the 4th inning, you want to be at 60 pitches or less. Next pitch will be number 70.
Got him, and Loesch knew it. So here's Sardinha. Pitch down low to Sardinha, who bounced out to Crawford in the third inning. Lincecum has nowhere to put him. And he had a healthy rip, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he had a pretty good pitch to hit, too. Get it in 1-0 breaking ball. And you're going to do that at a 1-0 count, the bases loaded. I mean, if you're going to throw a breaking ball at a 1-0 count, I mean, you're not going to think a corner. You're going to throw it in the middle of the plate. And he got away with one there.
So 1-2. See Buster Posey throwing something at Billy Hayes. One ball, 2 strikes. Down low, Susac with a good block, 2-2.
That's exactly where Lincecum wanted to throw the 1-2 pitch. He wanted to bounce it below the zone. Now they're going to talk about this 2-2 pitch. Lincecum has not shown great command with the fastball today, and I think that Susac wants to avoid the 3-2 pitch. And that may be a little pep talk to emphasize the importance of the 2-2. Doesn't have to throw a strike here, and that may have been something that Susac mentioned as well.
He got him to end the inning, so Lincecum pitches through. Lots of traffic. It'll be Susac to lead things off.
Brewers Light. Giants in the month of May. Let's see how they rank in the National League. Average, first. On base percentage, first. Slugging percentage, second. And they've been averaging 5 runs per game. That ranks them second in the National League. And those are your Coors Light cold hard facts. Nice. Here it is, 2-1 Brewers. We're at the top of the 5th inning. And that's your Miller Ballpark hat, which I think is pretty sensational, although I wouldn't want to sit behind it. So Andrew Susac steps in and immediately swings at a first pitch breaking ball from Kyle Lewis.
You know, we saw the Big Fist for the first time here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, other ballparks have.
I may have to get one of those hats.
I mean, we may see that at AT&T Park sometime soon.
I hope we do. Why haven't we?
So maybe he only puts it on between innings.
I think it's great.
Susac gets a high fly ball to right. And Braun is going to wait and put it away. And here's Lincecum. Lincecum struck out looking in the third.
So you going out in the farm tonight?
Tomorrow.
What time? Early?
Yeah, we try to get back here at a reasonable hour. So. There's a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Take a walk, see what it looks like. And then look, we got a day game the next day. We're gone. So tomorrow's really the only day. The beauty of the Midwest, and you know it, is when you go out there, there's a different smell.
Oh, totally. Well, that's the farm you were raised on. How far is it from the ballpark?
15 miles. Lincecum rolls it foul.
So you and your brother are going to go walk the fields? Will that be a quiet walk?
Take some pictures. Take the old man to Culver's.
Have a Butterburger.
You'll like it because we'll pay. Of course, I still think I owe him for a few things.
Yep, you do.
Let's come out swinging. Game 4 coverage of the Warriors and Rockets begins tonight, and we're talking about pre and post in Sportsnet Central coverage. And it'll begin at 5. So good luck to the Warriors tonight. We'll be watching. Here's Aoki, who singled and homered. I bet he gets nothing down and in. What do you think?
Well, if he does, it's a mistake.
So those are his career numbers in this park. Two balls, no strikes.
Well, one thing Giants fans have learned about Nori Aoki, he can hit. Coming in this at bat, hitting 304. But it's good that he pulls the ball every once in a while and shows you he's got a little pop just to keep the defense honest.
Outside corner strike, 2-1.
Because you see him go to left field so much against righties and lefties.
So it's 3-1. And the walk. This was the home run. He hit it to right field in just the right distance.
Set the target away, ball down and in. One of the few location mistakes we've seen from Kyle Osh all day long, and did he ever pay for it? Home run number 2 for Nori Aoki in a Giants uniform.
Here's Panic. Panic's got enough pop to knock one out. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Average now is dipped under 300.
I just don't think he's seeing Loesch all that well. Panic is one of the more disciplined hitters in the Giants lineup, and it's rare that he goes out of his strike zone. Rare that he chases down below the strike zone, and such was the case in his last at bat. Struck out against Loesch. Down.
On the ground. Lind, side retired. Top of the order coming up. It'll be Carlos Gomez, 2-1 Brewers.
is brought to you by Momo's, a San Francisco tradition.
Well, the Pirates are coming to San Francisco next homestand. That's right, June 1st through the 3rd. And there are dynamic deals associated with the first and second games. That means tickets starting as low as $8. So that's right, $8. Go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deal and check it out.
Gomez takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, there's our guy.
Didn't take it off. Poor guy behind him is scuffling, man. Look at him. Oh, he took it off.
Yeah, he's happy.
I like that kid. Gomez high fouled on the right field line and out of play.
If you watch Carlos Gomez in batting practice, it's the same swing. I mean, it's almost like he's trying to hit it to Bernie Brewer up in left field.
Yeah, you're right.
And that would be a poke and a half.
Just saw something really interesting. I went out to go to the bathroom. Bernie Brewer was in the lunchroom behind us, eating a brat.
Well, I mean, he's got a boiler. Got to feed it.
Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford had it, lost it, throws, got him! As he stuck with it, I can only think that Gomez stopped running. Because he's fast.
There's both ends of this play is fantastic. For Crawford, who stopped, the ball was hit right on the screws. I mean, it is a fast infield to the back foot, and then just a quick sling over to Brandon Belt. That's not an easy one hop to dig out. And let's watch Gomez. You're right, he didn't get out of the box. If he busted hard from the get-go, he's got him. I don't know if it's a hit, but at least he's on base.
Well, Davis has got 2 home runs in this game, and he just missed his 3rd.
Well, and he, like Carlos Gomez, swings for Bernie Brewer land every time he gets up there.
And a base hit.
I love this about Crawford as he stops the ball, and it's the exchange where he drops it. But watch when he goes down to pick it up. He gets back on his back foot, the right foot, picks it up barehanded. And then just because he's on the back foot, there's his step and throw. And here's the nice effort from Brandon Belt to dig. And boy, did he centerpiece that thing in the middle of his glove.
Here's Braun. Braun has walked and he's bounced out to 3rd. Swinging a fly ball to right. Pence moving over, and he's going to run out of room.
Easy.
Do not get hurt.
We know what life is like without him in the lineup. Giants had to go 36 games this year without Pence. And in that time, they were 18-18, to their credit. That jarred him.
Lincecum checks on Chris Davis. Braun liked that pitch and he just fouled it.
Here's the attempt from Pence. You see him jar himself as he goes back first into the wall. And unfortunately, it is padded all the way down to the ground. But still, that at the very least, knocked his wind out.
0-2 to Braun. High drive to left. It is gone. And that's the 4th career home run for Braun off of Tim Lincecum.
Look at the location. Big time mistake. And up and in at the belt. And look at the reaction from Susac. They wanted to go down and away with the fastball. You can see the target set up from Susac. And this is a 2-strike mistake. And it went completely out of the stadium.
So here's Lind. Lind is bounced out and flied out. And there's a breaking ball for a strike.
You know, it's kind of a recurring theme with Lincecum now on the road, just not having the same type of fastball command that he exhibits back at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Previous 8 starts, he'd given up 1 home run in 47 2/3. Today in 4 1/3, he's given up 3.
It's 1-2 now to Lind. A lot of time left for the Giants in this ballpark. They're down by 3. But you got to hold them down as well. It stays at 1-2. It's this one to Belt, and Belt will take it himself. 2 outs. And here's Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 1. He drew a walk in the 4th. And he takes down low. 1 ball and no strikes. For the Giants in the 6th, they'll have Panik, Pence, and Belt facing Kyle Loesch. Hit out into left center field for Pagan, and that's going to end the inning. So 2 runs on the board on the home run by Ryan Braun. The Giants beat the Phillies at Shibe Park 8-5. Willie Mays made his major league debut. He started in center field. He hit third, and he was 20 years old at the time. And it was the first of 2,992 career games for the Say Hey Kid. How about that? So here's Angel Pagan. Pagan to lead things off. Giants trail by 3. And Pagan takes low. On deck is Pence and then Belt. And it's low again, so it's 2-0 to Pagan. Pagan drew a walk in the third. And a late call strike. Pagan doesn't seem to agree with that. As I believe if I read his lips, he said that's the same pitch, which hitters have been saying for a million years. And the 2-1 now to Pagan. Now it's 2-2. Looks a little backdoor slider. And the right-handed deals, and a swing and a miss. Friday 29th is the first Orange Friday happy hour of the year. And it's presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. For tickets, go to sfgiants.com/special events. Here's Pence. Pence single in the first, bounced out in the third. And it's low and away, 1-0. Belt to follow. Bouncing ball up the middle. And a one-out single for Pence, and here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 2. And Belt wraps the first pitch from Loesch on the ground foul. As Maldonado now goes up to have a word.
Let's take a look at the attempt by our ball dude. I got this one. I got this. Pretty athletic ball dude, I have to admit, but you got to make a play, Pete. Let's go.
Good effort. Belt's not agreeing with that.
No, I don't blame him. And the Giants dugout is giving Will Little, the plate umpire, a little bit of the, well, at least a piece of the mind. I don't know how big a piece, but it made Will Little look to their dugout. So it's got to be a pretty big piece. And that's a pretty good take right there. You get a low strike called against you. Now you're in an 0-2 hole. I mean, you're thinking, I have to swing at everything. I can't trust the strike zone, especially down at the knees or below the knees.
So Belt 1 and 2. Overshift is on. Nobody playing third. And they're going to set up away. And it's away, 2-2.
With a changeup.
We're in the top of the 6th inning.
So away, away, away. This time they go with a fastball after the changeup to kind of mix the speed, but with the same location. And really a pretty easy take. I think Loesch a little upset with himself. That pitch was a little too wide.
Fence goes. It's ball 4.
Now, how about that at bat? 0-2 to a walk.
So here's Crawford.
Giants have set the table for Crawford.
Crawford is struck out and bounced out. Crawford trying to tie it up. It's 0-1.
Matt Duffy on deck.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
So fastball down and in, high fastball, changeup down and in, strike 1, high fastball up and away, strike 2. So now he can go high above the hands with the fastball. He can go down away off the strike zone, below the knees away with a changeup. Bounce breaking balls.
Maldonado, a nice play. 96 pitches now for Loesch. One and 2 to Crawford. Crawford flips one to left. Davis coming in. It's going to fall. So the bases are going to be loaded for Duffy. Really tough read for Hunter Pence. You're down by 3 runs. You cannot get doubled up.
Well, and they're going to challenge Chris Davis in left field if they can. And you're right. Nobody knew if he was going to get to that ball, but he's probably got the worst arm in the league for any outfielder. And they're going to be very aggressive with balls hit to left field this whole series or whatever Davis is playing. Activity now very quickly.
So Duffy's going to hit with the bags loaded.
Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, came out for no other reason than to give the bullpen a chance to get loose. Not a whole lot you're going to tell a guy like Kyle Loesch. He's 14 years into this, and he knows the deal. Jimmy Affeldt, the Giants bullpen.
Smith and Jeffress are up in Milwaukee's bullpen. So here's Duffy. Duffy is struck out, and he's bounced out his 3rd time seeing Kyle Loesch. And he lines it into center field, a base hit. They're going to hold up. Now it gets away. And now Belt is going to score. It's 4-3. So Duffy doesn't waste any time. He'll get an RBI, and Belt will score on the air.
Well, what do you say we make it our Togo's big play the Togo way? Why not? Duffy not waiting around. He's looking middle away. He's looking for something that he can go back up the middle with. And takes it right back where it came from. And here's where the Giants catch a break. A little bobble by Carlos Gomez. And 2 runs are going to score. That's our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
So Counsell comes out. He's going to get his pitcher when it's time for a change. Thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. They do have runners at first and second with 1 out.
Jeremy Jeffress, the new pitcher now for these Brewers. And he's been a workhorse, having a good season in 24 games, 1-0 with a 2.35 ERA. 24 strikeouts in 23 innings. Just 17 hits. You're going to see a live fastball. You're going to look at mid to high 90s with velocity. A curveball. He's got a changeup. At least he showed that he has a changeup when he was warming up.
So here's Susac, who's 0 for 2. Are you saying he's going to get some heat?
He's going to get some gas, absolutely.
So Susac waiting on Jeffress. On the ground and a base hit. And here comes Crawford. Kelly sending him home. Here's the throw. Not in time. Game tied.
So again on the first pitch, just like Matt Duffy, Andrew Susac jumping on the first thing he saw. And watch the arm action from Chris Davis out left field. I mean, he unhinges with his arm. But it's one of the better changeups we've ever seen. And you're going to see the Giants challenge that a lot.
So here's Gregor Blanco. Now with a chance to give the Giants the lead. Blanco with a .267 average. Giants could come alive here in the 6th. And Blanco takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's Affel. Blanco with a base hit. And here comes Duffy. Gomez has got a much better arm. The throw is high, and it goes to the backstop, And Susak and Blanco will add another 90 feet. And the Giants take the lead. An errant throw by Gomez.
Giants not waiting around. They are aggressive right now. They're going right back up the middle. And watch the air mail from Gomez. It is a very strong arm. And that was a throw that, I mean, it's just a real easy decision if you're on the base pass to take an extra 90 feet because of watching that thing.
So Susak now at third, Blanco at second, and here's Nori Aoki, and now the Brewers have to pull the infield in. A chance to pad the lead. Wide, 1 ball and no strikes. And you're right, Giants not waiting around.
2 errors in the inning from a center fielder. That's rare.
Very rare. And a base hit into center field. It's going to knock in 1. Blanco will be held, and the Giants lead 6-4.
In the middle of the diamond. And that's a 3-hit day for Nori Aoki.
And also the end for Jeffress. So Blanco, a left-handed hitter, he hits. Aoki, a left-handed hitter, he hits. Panik is going to face the lefties. Giants lead 6-4. We'll be back.
New pitcher now for the Brewers will be the left-hander Will Smith. 22nd game that he's come into, and he's having a nice year. 23 strikeouts and 15 in the third. And with him, you're going to see low to mid-90s with the fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And he made some headlines of late.
He's sitting on a potential suspension. He's appealed it. He was caught with substance on, I think it was his right arm.
Freddie Gonzalez of the Braves said, check his right arm, and you can see the shine on his right arm, and that's stickum.
And then some choice words for Freddie. Went something like, your guys are doing it too.
Yeah, you dirty guy. He's a big fella, 6'5", 260. But
so here's Panik. Panik fouls this one just to our left. Panik going after that first pitch.
If you're going to put your stickum in an area that can be so easily seen and so easily detected by an umpire, then you deserve what you get.
Yeah, you can't shove it in everybody's face.
No,
right?
that's exactly what he did. Well, it's significant because, I mean, he's going to get suspended 8 days. That means this club's going to be with 24 guys for 8 days. That's a long time, and it's the second time it's happened here in a month. Now, are they the only guys doing it? No. The majority of guys are doing it.
Runner goes. There's the throw. And stealing it is Aoki. And that's his 11th.
Very opportunistic. He knows Smith is not very quick out of the stretch, and he knows when he's going home. And that was an excellent jump. The things that you pay attention to when you're playing on a team, you pay attention to your teammates. They may be your teammates, but it may be a pitcher you are going to be facing next year. And apparently, Aoki did his homework. It's a big steal.
1-1 to Panic. Now the infield comes all the way in. And Panic takes high and wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants have scored 5 times here in the 6th. With 6 singles. They'll take a single here. Three and 1.
Susac, Duffy, Belt, all with base hits this inning.
There's the walk.
I guess Bell had a walk, but hey, all contributors.
That's the 8th straight base runner that's reached here in the 6th inning. And the only out in this inning was Pagan, who struck out to open up the inning. Pagan, I do believe, would accept making 3 outs in 1 inning. I think he would do that.
Reluctantly, but nevertheless, it would mean good things.
And he takes a strike. Cap foul, so it's 0-2. Blanco's at third. Aoki's at second. Panic is at first. And Smith quickly out in front.
Great arm in right for the Brewers. Great arm in center. None arm in left.
So Pagan trying to put the ball in play. Got him. So here's Pence. Pence opened up this barrage of hits with a base hit this inning. And a breaking ball misses. 1 ball and no strikes.
Pretty straightaway defense in the outfield against Pence. And really not that particularly deep. And you can say the same thing for the infield. It's pretty much where Abner Doubleday set it up to be. Slight pull with the second baseman.
Well, he's using that pitch effectively.
Now he used Pence's aggressiveness against him on that 1-0 pitch.
Tried it again. Pence took it this time.
3 pitches, 3 breaking balls, all down below the strike zone.
See what Pence gets here. High drive, left field. It is off the top of the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Panic's going to stop at third. Pence with a double, and he knocks in 2. That was a rocket that's very similar to the home run he has on the year, the one he hit in Cincinnati.
Right, just a low screaming line drive, and the thud that thing hit when it hit the left field wall was loud. And once again, Craig Counsell going to come out and change pitchers. He's going to double switch. But let's take a look at this pitch. 4th breaking ball in a row, and it just got a little bit of height on it, right above the knees. And look at how quickly this gets out on the wall. 2/3 of the way up, or 3/4, that is. And watch Buster Posey's reaction.
Future third base coach. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Brewers will be the other left-hander in the Brewers bullpen. That's Neil Kotz, 19th time that he has come in. He has struggled this year. ERA of 6.35. He's got a 90-ish fastball that he'll cut and sink. He's got a slider and a changeup. 17 strikeouts tells you he's got swing and miss stuff. But when he gets hit, he's been getting hit, especially by righties.
And he's facing Belt with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. And Belt takes low, 1 ball and no strike.
But it's interesting the way that Counsell has used his bullpen this inning. I mean, he let the right-handed pitcher Jeffress face 2 lefties, Blanco and Aoki. Both guys got hits. Then he brings the first lefty in, faces 3 guys, and then he brings in another lefty. Now they have no more left-handers in their bullpen. The rest of their bullpen is all right-handed.
One and 1 to Belt. Belt is 0 for 2. He walked this inning and scored. Belt fouls it back, 1 and 2.
And I would understand it if Kotz had a history against Brandon Belt, but this is the first time he's ever faced him. Which is odd to take out one lefty to bring in another lefty who has no history. Nevertheless, he's on top of Belt, 1 and 2.
Belt goes around, And that's going to end the inning in a mock cheer here from these Brewer fans. Giants drop a 7 spot. It's 8-4 San Francisco.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants have taken an 8-4 lead here in the 6th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Jeremy Affeldt. Take a look at his numbers in 20 games. 0-2 with a 6.39 ERA. Had a few bumps in the road in Denver. You see the walks, 7 walks in 12 2/3, and that really has been what he has been dealing with, a flying front shoulder. And when you open up that front shoulder too soon, you lose the power in your release point. And he's struggling with that right now. But hey, the half inning, we watched the weenie race here at Miller Park. Partner, you were betting for Bratwurst today.
Yeah, I thought Bratwurst had it all the way, but it was not going to happen. He had the bad boiler. You could see it when he was running.
Yeah, he's holding his belly.
Here's Hector Gomez, and he takes down low. Here's the end.
Just edging out Chorizo, and that's going to upset Maria Jacinto back home.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a bad day for her. 2-0 to Hector Gomez.
Maria Jacinto is our boss. And a big Chorizo fan.
Not close. So Affeldt in a bit of a rut right now. It's 3 balls and no strikes. And he pours in a strike. It's, for me, not ever being a pitcher, that would be the hardest thing I would think to do. Not being a pitcher is all over the place, and then you have to throw a strike. Get on the ground to Panic, and that was a tricky hop for Panic. Look down, look out.
Oh, there's technique to get out of here. You gotta duck your head. Heads up. Ain't easy being a weenie, let me tell you.
Not easy. Plus, if you're ever going to party, you want to party with those guys.
Yeah.
In this town, are you kidding?
Oh, yeah. You would never have to pay for a beer.
They're the weenies right there. Remember when one of them was missing?
Yeah.
And they Somebody who took it went out on the top.
It's kind of hard to blend in when you steal that and wear it.
Yeah, they had an inebriated weenie running around Milwaukee. It was like on the front page. If you have seen this weenie, the Brewers want him back.
Please call this number.
Maldonado on the ground to Crawford. And Crawford's going to make the play. So Affeldt has really settled down. A couple of ground balls.
Well, he wasn't far off in Denver his last outing. And he's getting sink again, which is what he gets. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to get swing and miss with his fastball. He's going to get contact, but he wasn't getting ground ball contact for a while because he was not staying cocked with his front shoulder. He was flying it out early, and he was dragging his arm, he was losing the snap, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But now he's getting ground balls back, and that's key.
Here's Herrera, who came in on the double switch, and he takes a strike. Herrera hitting at 220. Fastball in tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. 93 from Affeldt, so he's got a little giddy up today.
But he's got sink too. I mean, velocity and movement. That's 2 of the big 3. The other one being location.
A healthy cut, and it's 1-2. And he flips up the curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants got in last night. Well, they landed about what, 1 o'clock, 1:15-ish. Hotel around 1:45. And you and I hit the town.
Yep.
Foul backing out of play. Rolled in around 8.
And there's a whole lot going on in Milwaukee around 1:30. Let me tell you.
Well, we found it.
We always do.
2 balls, 2 strikes. When we said we needed to dry out, it had nothing to do with what we're doing at night. It just rained a lot in Denver.
We don't want to give you the wrong impression. But it's such a joy to come to a ballpark where you don't have to even look at your weather apps.
We've added about 8 more when we were in Denver. On the ground, Crawford. Tricky hop. Stays with it. Throws to first, and that'll end the inning. 3 ground balls for Jeremy Affeldt. The weenie exit. Remember, you got to duck. It ain't easy being a tall weenie. Let's check out our Toyota game summary, and it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Brewers had the lead in this one until the 7-run 6th inning. Lincecum and Loesch have departed, and 12 batters in that 6th inning, 7 hits, 6 singles, and Aoki is 3 for 3 with a big fly. So here's Crawford. Crawford singled in that 6th inning. Here he pops this one back and out of play.
Yeah, that 6th inning was fun. That's the most runs the Giants scored in an inning, in a single inning, since August 31st of last year. They scored 7 runs against the Brewers.
One and one to Crawford. Crawford's average at .302. It's a high pop-up again. That's going to be a souvenir. The reason the Brewers only opened the roof halfway is because of the shadow issue here. And it really is effective. Otherwise, that shadow would be messing with everybody. Crawford, it's a high fly ball, left center field. It'll be Gomez calling off Davis, 1 out. And here's Duffy. Best way to explain that 6th inning, the Giants just kept moving the line along.
That might be one of Bruce Bochy's favorite innings ever, because of how he professes this game should be played. Move the line along. Knocks, walks, just keep putting things together. Hey, like any other manager, he likes the 3-run homer, but keep the line moving.
And Duffy was one of those guys. Susac, also one of those in the 6th. Down low to Duffy.
Duffy with 20 RBIs now in the year.
What is that?
That's a new mascot called Hank.
Oh, that's right. They adopted that dog a couple of years ago, right?
They did.
In spring training, and they named him Hank. That's actually not Hank, but you can see what they've done.
He was a cute little guy, or is a cute little guy.
His number?
K9.
You don't think there's some creative folks here in this state?
Oh,
Come on.
well, they have fun. Who's that guy?
It's Bernie Brewer. Bernie Barrel?
Mr. Keg?
Billy Barrel?
I don't know. That's a new one.
Barrel of Fun?
Beer Barrel.
Duffy on the ground, and a backhanded play by Sardinius. He can't make a throw. Duffy's got a hit.
And that's a 2-hit day for Matt Duffy.
So here's Susac. J.R. Statsman said they call him Barrel Man.
Barrel Man, okay. We sent him scrambling because I'm not sure he really knew.
I think it's Barrel of Laughs. Susac, base hit right field. Duffy's going to scramble over to third, and Susac takes a wide turn, and he's got his second single of the game.
Kind of an excuse me swing, but you have to look back as to when Andrew Susac was getting into his funk. He was hitting bullets and getting nothing. And then he went through that spell where he wasn't hitting anything and he wasn't getting nothing. And now he's coming out of his slump. I think he feels he deserves a hit like that. A 2-hit day for him.
Here's Blanco, who singled in a run on the 6th. Chance to add to the lead. low. 1 ball and no strikes. Couple of lefties coming up.
Giants started slow. They had only 3 hits through 5 innings against starter Kyle Loach, and then all of a sudden, whoop, put 10 hits on the board in the last inning of the 3rd.
On the ground, maybe a pair. That's 1, and that's 2, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants waste an opportunity here in the 7th as Blanco bounces into the double play. But, here in Milwaukee, the Giants still own that 4-run lead. It's 8-4. All right, now it's time for God Bless America. And the gentleman who's going to sing it is Bob Kozlowski.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Today, USAA would like to pay special recognition to all of our service members at home and abroad. You're right at the top of the hour at 5, as you can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Barrie. It'll be game 2 of this series, and the final game will be an early morning game on Wednesday, and then the Giants will come home, which we're looking forward to. So here Aftel is about to face Sardinius, and then the top of the lineup with Gomez and Davis. There's what we found out. Barrelman, and the Brewers from 1970 to 1977, that was the Barrelman logo, and it was used by the Brewers. It was first used by the original American Association Brewers back in the 40s. So Barrelman,
got some history.
it's from an old logo. You ask, and we try to figure it out. And you know what? He's getting lots of attention, old Barrelman.
Well,
2-1 to Sardinius. Swinging a foul. 2-2.
Hey, he's the life of the party. He's a beer keg.
All ages.
A lot of good attitude in this ballpark.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's always been that way since they opened the doors.
On the ground to Crawford. To Brandon. 1 out. 4 ground balls for Affeldt, and here's Gomez. One to 0 to Gomez. He's 0 for 3. On the ground sharply to Duffy. Duffy will throw him out.
5 ground balls now from Affeldt.
See the handler telling Barrowman, look, I think you're doing fine, but we need to work on a couple of things.
I'm not sure if he's an everyday guy right now.
You think you got the holiday stand-in?
I think he was saying you're standing a little too close to some of the women here, so let's back off a little bit, Barrowman.
Here's Davis, who's 3 for 3. Davis 2 home runs and a single. He scored 3 times. And Affeldt pitches him away. It's 2-0.
Yeah, he's still happy. Now, all those guys, you can hire them to come out to your party.
Absolutely.
Now, I got to believe Barrowman is going to be busy in this neck of the woods.
Oh, my goodness.
Same thing back in San Francisco. Lucille will come to your party.
He's going to one right now. 3-0. Nope. So Bruce Bochy's coming out. He's going to be happy with Affeldt's work today.
Well, you're right. He's got the ball back on the ground, which is where he needs to be. So this little rough spell that he's worked himself through, he'll feel good about today.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. Is Hunter Strickland.
Let's take a look at the numbers. In AAA, he was absolutely tearing it up. 26 strikeouts against 3 walks and 21 2/3, just 17 base runners. He's a different guy than what we saw last September when he first came up. Then he was a 2-pitch guy. Now he's learned and has really a great confidence now in 2 different types of fastball, the 4-seam and the 2-seam. He's still throwing mid to high 90s. Got a slider and a changeup now, but new looks, new confidence. And his outing in Denver, and he was stellar right through the heart of the Rockies.
And here's Braun. Braun, in his last at bat, hit a 474-foot home run, and they're telling us that's the 4th longest home run by a right-handed hitter in this park. Foul back. It's 0-2. This was it. I mean, he got both cheeks, 2 ankles, a couple of thighs.
Yeah. He got it all. And that was a 2-strike swing of the bat.
And that's where Strickland wanted to throw it. Maybe not quite that high. It's 1-2.
Such a fine line to be effective in that pitch, and it's easy if you miss it low. I mean, you're right at the top of the strike zone and it gets hit. We already saw what Braun did earlier with a high fastball middle in against Lincecum.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 97 down and away. 8th inning coming up. Tomorrow on KNBR, Mike will talk about the game, and so will I talk about the game with Murph and Mac on KNBR 680, the sports leader. I'll come on first. Mike will follow me an hour later, and we'll totally, I'm sure you'll disagree with everything that I say.
No, that is not the case at all. Hey, there's a new pitcher now for the Brewers. Brandon Kinsler, 7th game. He got called up the first week of May, and he's been quite busy. 0-1 with a 7.50 ERA. 11 hits allowed, 5 walks. That's 16 base runners in 6 innings. That's a lot. That's a whip that's over 2. Not good. He's a sinker baller. You're going to see a low 90 sinker. He's got a little slider and a changeup. Right now, he's not fooling a whole lot of anybody. League's hitting .393 against him.
And it'll be Aoki, Panic, and then the pitcher, Strickland. So here's Aoki's had a nice game. He's been on base 4 times. He likes Milwaukee.
And he was really open about it, saying he liked everything about it. This is his first time over here. People embraced him. Said it was a great experience. And then from here, he went to Kansas City, another town that embraces its players the same way. Had great success last year, as the Royals did.
Taps this one slowly. Sardinius can't handle it. And it may be a hit for Aoki. Take a look at his 3 hits today. He singled in the first. Bounce that one up the middle.
Then the second at bat comes up and hits his second home run of the year. And then again, back up the middle. He had a walk in his third at bat. And here, did they just rule it a hit? Air 6.
So here's Panic. So Aoki loved it here, right? I think he took tailgating back to Japan with him.
I think he did. He brought back cornhole, Green Bay Packer unis, and cheesehead hats.
Panic drew a walk in the 6th. That was the inning where the Giants just kept moving the line. Strickland is on deck. On the ground, it could be a pair. Herrera's going to make that. Gomez is going to throw out. Panic on return. And now it'll be Strickland who will hit with nobody on and 2 outs. Let's see if Bruce Bochy gave Strickland the take sign.
Well, he did on the first pitch.
And he's reliving the Dan Brunsler. That's exactly what he's doing. Brunsler got hurt, remember, swinging the bat. That was about 3 or 4 years ago, right here. And that's it.
Yep, he was harnessed by the skipper.
He's coachable, that kid. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
Giants with an 8-4 lead. All their damage, or most of their damage, done in the 6th. And in that 6th inning, they scored 7 times. Adam Lind is going to lead it off against Strickland. Lind is 0 for 3. Brewers getting a look at Strickland for the first time. And he just flops in a first pitch breaking ball for a strike.
Fastball in.
He gets jammed, and it'll be Duffy backpedaling.
Nice placement with that fastball. Giants gamer babe from, I'm saying Milwaukee.
Yeah, we're going with Oconomowoc. So here's Gerardo Parra. He's going to pinch hit.
That little guy is not going to leave that seat. That's a good one.
Parra hitting at 286. A couple of home runs, 14 driven in. Always been tough on the Giants. In this uniform, and more so in the Diamondbacks uniform. And a quick 0-2.
Nice use of a little backdoor slider. Think about Strickland. I mean, he's got the high velocity power, but he's got a very compact motion, which allows him to get in that strike zone, to corner pitch with it.
Hit on the ground to Belt. Belt will take it himself.
Once they gave him 2 different looks with a fastball and then a changeup that he believes in. Now he has a little feeling of invincibility back.
So here's Gomez. Hector Gomez, the second baseman today. Strange not to see Ricky Weeks.
Really is.
Weeks in Seattle now. Number 1 pick for the Brewers some years ago, and he played a lot of second base. Gomez is 1 for 3. And a fastball for a strike at 97. That's an easy 97.
Really is.
You didn't really have to put a lot of effort into it.
Well, he looks like a big leaguer now. I mean, last year he looked like a thrower. You know, he had great stuff, and he threw some big innings for the Giants. We got 18-inning game in the NLDS against the Nationals. I mean, he was the guy that got the save in that game. So he earned his stripes.
Yes, he did. Unfortunately, that winged someone down right field line. But if you see a guy throw that easy at 97, you would believe that he could probably throw 100 if he wanted to. So it's 1-2 to Hector Gomez. And a high fastball, 2-2.
There's not many guys that can spot that type of velocity on all 4 corners of the strike zone.
And he got him to end the inning. 9th inning coming up.
Norichika Aoki today comes back to Milwaukee, a place where it all started for him in the big leagues, and has himself a great day. He has 2 knocks that are singles, a knock that is a home run. He walked, he got on base by way of an error. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda. Second homer of the year for Aoki.
It's 8-4 Giants when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Francisco Rodriguez, the new pitcher for the Brewers. Rodriguez, those are his numbers. 16 games, 0-2 with a 1.20 ERA. He is the closer. 8 times he is converted in 8 opportunities. You're going to see a 90-ish fastball. He'll sink and cut. Big curveball and a changeup. A lot of off-speed stuff. Deceptive delivery.
And Pence takes high. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a maintenance inning. That can happen when your team is hit on hard times. They're not winning, and there aren't opportunities for the closer. So he needed to pitch. Rodriguez, a 12-year veteran. 33 years of age. And we all remember him, of course, in the 2002 World Series when he was a difference maker with the Angels.
Pence takes a strike. He hadn't pitched in a week. Belt and then Crawford. 2-1 to Hunter Pence.
Rodriguez, I mean, he's 10th all time in saves with 356 saves. Really has had a nice career.
And the walk.
He thought he had a strike there.
Here's Belt. Closers aren't always that big of fans of pitching in games like this.
No, they don't like games like this because there's no adrenaline. They like the adrenaline of the save of the 9th inning.
Rob Nen hated it. I don't think Brian Wilson was a big fan.
But I mean, this is not something they just dumped on him. I'm sure they told him, hey, we're going to get you an inning today no matter what. So at least he had the mental preparation for it.
Belt's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. He walked in the 6th and scored. Swing ain't going to miss. Nothing at 2. Big overshift is on for Belt. No Buster Posey today. Bumgarner tomorrow. Posey back behind the dish.
He quick pitched him a little changeup on the inside corner. I think Rodriguez walked off, looked at second base umpire Jerry Davis and said, well, that's the same pitch he called ball 4 to Pence. There's the quick pitch. And the inside corner strike.
Here's Crawford. Crawford 1 for 4. It's a high towering fly ball to right, and he just missed that one. Ron will make the catch. And here's Duffy.
Duffy with a chance for a 3-hit day. Started slow, a strikeout, a little ground out, then all of a sudden, bang, bang. And he's got a chance for a 3-hit day.
3-hit day. He's got his average at 305. And he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. And if you're Duffy now, look, you may at some point in the next 2 games of this series see Rodriguez in the 9th. So right now you're going to school against him.
All education.
Susak is on deck. Pence goes, swing and a miss, and Pence will steal it, because Maldonado could not get a handle.
Well, it was almost interference from Duffy as his swing took him out in the area around home plate. I think Maldonado was making his case. Watch the lean. I don't think it really made a difference because the ball just flopped out of the hand of Maldonado. Had he been able to get off a throw, though, they may have called interference.
Or maybe flop into him. You can do it in basketball.
Yeah. That would be a baseball flop right there.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Good changeup. He's throwing 2 in a row. Yeah, they flop in soccer, they flop in basketball.
Let's just create another new stat in baseball. Well, Maldonado leads the league in flops.
Don't give Elias any ideas.
I agree. Got him. 9th inning coming up. 8-4 Giants.
Playoff Central is right here, and you'll get pre and post and Sportsnet Central coverage on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. An hour before every game, post game, and on Sports Central all the way through the playoffs. Roz, Monty, Ratto, Papa, Saint, JP Feldy, and Fareed, all the great coverage that you've been getting will continue. That's what you expect, and that's what you get from the authentic home of the Warriors. A couple Giants fans happy with the score right now here at Miller Park. Giants with a 4-run lead. Hunter Strickland is going to start this inning out. I don't know if he's going to finish it up the way that Javier Lopez was getting up.
So Centeno takes a strike. It's Juan Centeno pinch hitting.
And Casillas starts to throw. We did get a bit of good news for Nori Aoki. That error that they originally called has been changed to a hit. So that makes it a 4-hit day for Aoki.
Is that Matt Chisholm doing his magic again?
Working his magic. Matt Chisholm, who heads our PR department.
Megan Nelson also here from our PR department. 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Megan's learning the ropes.
Yes, she is. Her first trip.
First road trip. She started off really hot, won her first 2, and then she kind of tailed off the last 2 in Denver. So this is a pivotal game for her.
Line drive down the left field line. That'll be foul. And our ball dude down the left field line, dressed in the dark, makes a redeemer play. Been waiting a long time for that.
All right, here we go. I got this one. Yeah, but why do I wear these socks with these shoes?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaks his bat and bounces this one to Panic.
You know, it's just that little thing, a change in grips with a fastball, like Hunter Strickland has done. And at the velocity that he throws at, that little subtle movement either goes away from you or it comes in on you. And with his command, I mean, he's blowing backs up. He'll establish a movement, and then late in an at bat, he comes in your hands with the change movement working its way in on you, and he's burning guys. Nice pitch.
Here's Herrera. Herrera takes wide. He's 0 for 3. Check that, he's 0 for 1. And he takes wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's hitting in the A spot, which is where Loesch hit. And Loesch went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Away from the target, so he didn't get the call. It's 3-0. And a strike. And another strike. Get us 3-2.
Took away count leverage with good location there with 96 on the outside corner. One thing he does not want to do, he does not want to let Casilla get in this game. He wants to finish this game.
Tapped slowly. Panic charging. He's going to have to hurry. Got him with a barehanded play.
He made that decision early on that he was going to go barehand. And what a nice thing to know that there's not going to be a wet baseball when you make that decision to go all barehand. Watch him show the hand drop here. It's going to be off the right foot and a quick flick of the wrist. Nice play. You're smiling. Why does that make you smile?
No, it's a good play. You're right.
You're an old second baseman.
However you grab it, that's how you're going to throw it. That's sometimes the hardest part. Here's Sardinhas, the Brewers shortstop. Gene Segura is coming back sometime soon. Jonathan Lucroy coming back fairly soon. He broke his toe.
And that is a huge absence from this Brewers lineup. Yeah, you can't replace.
Strickland comes in with a strike. And that pitch is wide.
One more look at the play from Joe Panik. I mean, he gets it right in his fingers. There's no regrip. It's almost like he throws a split finger fastball over to first base. No time for a regrip.
Foul back, 2-2. So Strickland goes back, gets some rosin on his pitching hand and arm. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it's high, 3-2. Lincecum's got a chance for a W.
Yes, he does.
He's 3-1 lifetime here at Miller Park. Gave up 3 home runs in 5 innings. Got him, and that's the ball game. Strickland comes in. He goes 2 1/3. He strikes out 3. And the Giants, in comeback fashion, with 7 runs in the 6th, they come back and they beat the Brewers. How about that?
Well, it's got to be a nice feeling for him to get right back on the horse after losing the last 2 in Colorado. And the other thing, too, they kind of beat the fatigue bug today. Now they get a night off and a night game tomorrow, and the bullpen is saved. Hey, good things are happening here.
You're right. A night off, it is important. And with a night game tomorrow, they can enjoy themselves. Final score, Giants 8, Brewers 4. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live.